Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Patriot Ridge Farm. So this morning I'm going to get out here and get my one side of my chicken coop cleaned out. I'm going to brood my meat birds. They're coming probably either Tuesday or Wednesday this week. Today's Sunday, by the way. So I'm going to get it cleaned out, get new bedding and stuff in there, get it set up ready for them. And that way I can brood them in there. I'm telling you, with this weather that we've been having, good Lord, I don't know if I'm going to have to put a heat source in there or not. I will, but I don't know if they're going to need it. And it doesn't look like a break anytime soon. Hopefully get a little rain this afternoon, a little more than what we have been getting, so hopefully we can get that. So other than that, the high tunnel, because of the heat and humidity that we've had, all of our tomatoes are stalled. We have vines absolutely completely full of tomatoes, and they're all green. We got one starting to turn. But the heat's got them stalled. Even with the fans running in there, everything like that, it's just been so hot and humid that they're stalled. So hopefully we get a break in this before too much longer. The next thing is, so there's a little side project I'm working on. And everybody claims ADHD anymore. I don't know. Something that I'm interested in, and I think is really needed around here. Not only here, but pretty much everywhere. So it's a project that I've been working on. And when you try to find stuff on the internet, information, how-to type of stuff, it's so many different opinions, so much, just, it makes it more confusing because you get so many different sources. And then you've got to filter through those sources to try to find or compile from each source what you think would work for you. Pretty obvious, you know. And it's crazy. And then to find it specifically for your state or your region that you're in, I mean, I can't take recommendations from the West Coast and think they're going to just fit like a glove here on, you know, the Appalachian mountain range. It's just not going to work that way. But anyways, so I'm like, you know what? I want to try something. So I got the Chat GPT app on my phone. And if you guys, I don't know if you guys have ever used that. I'm sure some of you have. Holy crap, that thing is, and I'm going to say it, it's amazing. It really is. It is totally amazing. I think it has just fantastic benefit, but I can also see the negative sides of it if it was used for the wrong purposes because, you know, I'm not going to reveal what I'm doing right now. It's just a little side project I'm looking at, but I put the information in, I typed it, I asked it a question. It answered the question and said, now do you want to do this, 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 and this? And I was like, sure, go ahead. This thing built an entire business for me. It built an entire business, including links to wholesalers, suppliers. It did everything. It will take you in and build a Shopify account. It will build your website for you. It's amazing. I mean, it doesn't like do it all for you, but it shows you exactly how to do it and gives you the proper links and everything and tells you step by step what to do. And the business that I've been playing with it, it takes and produced PDF files that can be downloaded of checklists, this, and this. And I mean thorough. Pretty much all of the stuff that I think would be important to cover and include in that. And when I got to digging into it a little bit more, it specifically asked me, said, you know, what region are you focusing on? And then when I told them what region, it said, okay, so your niche would be this, and this. And I mean, it hit everything. And it asked a couple questions about, you know, specifically to the region and to, you know, the population, and it just wiped it out. I mean, honest to God, that thing was amazing. So, you know, if you haven't used that, the business that I'm looking at is not a farm or a homesteading business, but it is geared more towards farmers, homesteaders, rural folks, okay? And again, call me a you know, behind the times type of guy. Hey, Generation X, we grew up without technology, grew into it, and just kind of assimilated with the, you know, the next couple generations into it. And, you know, my job is I do remote technologies. and virtual care. But this is something for me that's completely different. And the Department of Veterans Affairs has its own AI that I've not even dove into yet until I know exactly what it can be used for specifically to my specialty. I haven't dove into it, and I don't want to dig around in a whole bunch and get the internet security officer calling me up saying, "Hey, what are you doing?" So I've just avoided that. But that Chat GPT, and I mean, there's other platforms out there, but that one was just the easiest one. I just popped on there. But the simple fact that it was so specific to, ask the questions that I thought were very appropriate, and the information that it produced related to that was amazing. I mean, you can create images, you can upload pictures, you can do this, you can do that, you can ask it simple questions. I mean, if I put a satellite picture of my farm on it, uploaded that, and ask it to define or develop a fence. Say I want to do high tensile fence around the field areas in my farm. Can you show me appropriate post size, spacing, how many braces and where, and this and that, and separation of the wires, spacing of the wires and everything. That sucker will do it. So AI really has a lot of great potential for the homesteaders and farming folks, especially the amount of people who are new getting into it. And not that it's like the cure-all for everything. I mean, we learn best by doing, but this can really set up a foundation. And we know if anybody that has done this before, everybody's got different opinions. We utilize what seems to work best for us. Or for the most part, this is what great-grandpa did, this is what grandpa did, this is what my dad did, this is what we do, period. I mean, it may be like the most convoluted and most difficult, process, but that's how we've always done it, and trying to get away from that sacred cow mentality. AI, I think, could really be a big benefit to up-and-comers or to people who are maybe even generations old farmers or homesteaders, and just trying to figure out an easier way or a more simpler way or more efficient. And that's what I found with using the AI. I've been highly impressed with it. So, not to turn into the Skynet or the Terminator type of stuff, but I think it could really do a lot of damage in the wrong hands. But I think it has a great benefit, and I think people should explore it a little bit more. And don't be wholly dependent on it, but play around with it a little bit. And I think you'll find out that it really has all the great answers and stuff, because it seems to really focus on the specifics of what you're looking for, and will even kind of tailor everything towards what your intentions are. And that's of course my experience from what I plugged into it to figure out what would be the best way or the best approach for doing what my little side project is. And I mean, it'll develop slogans for you. What do you want your business name to be? It's just amazing. It will design stuff for you. I mean, it just, like your logo and everything like that. Pretty cool. So yeah, here's the old fart playing around with AI going, hey, this is pretty cool. and not to take like retirement advice from a computer or anything like that, but you got to understand where these things get their information from based on trends and history and stuff like that, and current performances and future projections. But I took and asked it questions pertaining to one of my retirements, and so I've got 6 years, and that's what I told her. I said I can retire in 6 years. I have the thrift savings plan through my employer. This is my current mix of investments. I want to make pretty much I want strong growth with lowest risk. What's my best strategy? And man, I'm telling you, it just blew it out of the water. It was amazing. So if you're looking at like best ways to do this or best ways to do that, now I like the Dave Ramsey approach a lot to like getting out of debt and saving money and stuff like that. because it works. Absolutely, it works, and it makes complete and total sense. I know a lot of people are kind of anti-Dave Ramsey approach and stuff like that because they don't want to make the commitment to it. But if you're struggling with a budget or doing something like that and trying to figure out the best way, jump on AI and ask it. See, this is, this, and this. And a lot of people are like, I don't want to share that kind of information. Once on the internet, it's always on the internet. But you could do that, man. You could build a budget. It'll show you some of the best stuff I think I've seen yet, as far as a platform that can just figure stuff out for you. So give it an opportunity. Try it out. Do I think it's the future of farming and the future of homesteading and the future of living healthier? No, I don't think it is the future of that. I said that's going to come from us and, what our ideas are, what our expectations are, but it can help you kind of build that foundation. So give it a shot, give it an opportunity. All right, I got to get ready to clean out the chicken coop and get everything ready for the meat birds coming this week. And I'm going to do it before it gets way too hot again. Get and stay prepared. Stay free. God bless y'all.